Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another cooking vlog, and today I'm going to show you how to make quick and easy collard greens in just 1 hour in the Instant Pot. And I am going to be using turkey tails and bagged collard greens. Yes, bagged. Don't judge me, judge mammy. All right, so let's first get started with these turkey tails. We're going to first put that into the Instant Pot, and we are going to give our greens a quick rinse. Even though the bag says tripled wash, to always like to give them a rinse, and then we will add them back to the Instant Pot on top of the turkey tails. So you better take your time. I remember last time you were here to make love to me. Now I'm using 3 1-pound bags, so just give it a little push if it feels like it does not want to stay down, because we know greens wilt up. Trust me, it's all going to work out, okay? So for my 3 bags, I used 8 cups of water, but if you opt to use 2 bags, only 6 cups of water is required. So after we get our water in, we're then going to add our seasonings. All right, so now we're gonna add our seasonings. I used my favorite all-purpose Goya adobo. I used some Lawry's, some pepper, and off camera I used some Slap Ya Mama. Now that definitely gives it a little kick and definitely spices it up a bit, but feel free to add whatever seasonings that you like to use of your choice. Now, once we got all our seasonings on the greens, we are gonna get our lid to the Instant Pot and we are going to close it, and we are also going to close the valve, which is going to lock the steam in. All right, so once the lid is locked in, we are going to go down to where it says pressure cook, and then we are going to set the timer for exactly 1 minute. So now that we have our timer set for 1 minute, the Instant Pot is going to start building up that pressure, and it's going to go from saying the time to saying on. Now once it says on, this is when the actual building up of the pressure will begin, and you will start to see a bunch of steam release from your Instant Pot. Wouldn't even talk to me. All right, it's been about an hour and our greens are finally done. So before we can open it, we need to open the valve to release all of that pressure, which will allow the lid to safely open. And there you have it, greens in 1 hour in the Instant Pot. They are so juicy, so tasteful, they're seasoned perfectly. And don't forget to give it a mix to kind of break up the turkey tails on the bottom, get that all incorporated with the greens. And the turkey tails are literally falling off the bone. So I hope you guys give this quick recipe a try, especially if you're a person like me and you ain't got that type of time. Okay, so let's move right along to my baked chicken wings. So I decided to bake some chicken wings. So first let's get our wings all nice and clean. Now I did add a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of lemon juice just to make sure everything is all nice and clean. And once everything is all rinsed off, we're gonna add it right back to the bowl and we are gonna begin seasoning up our chicken. So I like to start off seasoning my chicken with a little bit of orange juice, some olive oil, and then I add all of my seasonings, which is of course my Goya adobo, some garlic powder, some Lawry's seasoning salt, some black pepper, and some Slap Ya Mama. Now the OJ and the olive oil is going to help the seasoning stick to the meat and also makes a great marinade that you will pour on top of the chicken once you get it into the pan. Intoxicated. right, and just make sure you give it a nice mix to incorporate all of those good seasonings into every single last piece of chicken, because we're going to get a nice coating before we add it into the pan. You want to make love to me. You fell fast asleep. Wouldn't even talk to me. And here's the leftover marinade, and just pour that all over the chicken. We don't want to waste any of that good seasoning. Get it all into that chicken and into that pan, honey. It's gonna give it some great flavor. You can do this with your steaks, with your meat, with everything. Make a nice marinade and let the seasoning soak overnight is even better. All right, so our chicken has been cooking for about an hour on 375. Now we're gonna take it out and add some good old Sweet Baby Ray's in one pan. And of course, we're gonna leave the other pan plain because I got some very, very picky eaters. Even though they're not babies, they're teenagers, they're still picky. But anyway, child, smother that chicken with that Sweet Baby Ray's, honey. Put it back in the oven on broil and let it do what it do. And this is the outcome. Look how scrumptious and juicy that chicken is. You can see all the marinade. It's nice and glistening. Now this is how you want your baked chicken to look. I'm so crazy, baby. I'm so crazy. I wanted you to raise my mind. So I decided to make a little pan of mac and cheese. Now, it's not how I usually make my holiday mac and cheese with 5 types of cheeses. No, child, we ain't got that type of time. So we're going to make it cute and simple, okay? So just boil your noodles, and if you're new to this, follow the directions on the back of the box. So let's get into this sauce. Now, most recipes call for a stick of butter. Child, where they do that at? No, we're still trying to remain healthy and have our arteries intact. So we are going to use a little less than half of a stick of butter. And then we're going to let that melt down before we add our 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour to make our roux. And we are going to give that a nice stir and cook that flour down a little bit before we add our organic heavy whipping cream and get that all nice and whipped up till it's nice and smooth. So now we are going to add about 2 cups of 2% milk, and I know most recipes calls for full fat, and you can add that if you want to, and by want to, I mean want to have a stroke. Okay, so let's get that all nice and stirred, and now we are going to start incorporating our cheeses into the sauce. So for the cheese, I used a small block of Velveeta, and I only used half of that, and I diced it up really good. And also I'm going to add about 2 cups of mild cheddar cheese, and let's just give that a nice mix until it gets a nice thick consistency. So now we're going to let it simmer, and while it's simmering, we are going to start adding our seasonings. We're going to start off with some Lawry's, some onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, and of course, some Slap Ya Mammy. Now look at how nice and creamy and smooth it's getting. Now this is exactly the consistency that you wanted, but wait, we are not done yet. We're gonna add about 1.5 cups more of some mild cheddar cheese and get it just a little bit thicker, like your girl. All right, so let's get this mac and cheese rolling. So let's grab our lightly buttered aluminum pan. We're gonna add our macaroni noodles in there. We're gonna add our cheese sauce, and we're gonna give it a good mix until every inch of the pasta is filled with this rich, thick, creamy sauce. And then we're gonna add even more cheese on top of it. So you better take your time. I remember last time you were here to make love.
up to me. Think you fell fast asleep. Wouldn't even talk to me. No. Say I'm so crazy, baby. I'm so crazy.
So now that we mixed our sauce really good, we're gonna start adding some more mild cheddar cheese, but we're not going to mix it in. We're gonna kind of just fold it a little bit. Now, normally how I make it, I would add my pasta, then I would add a layer of shredded cheese, ricotta cheese, and then another layer of pasta, shredded cheese, ricotta cheese, and repeat. But since we ain't got that type of time, this how we gonna do it. So we're gonna get that cheese, just kind of mix it in there a little bit.
So you better take your time. I remember last time.
And then we're gonna take our ricotta cheese and kind of make little dollops. And then we are also going to fold the ricotta cheese into the mac and cheese and all the little crevices so we can get all them nice little creamy bites when it's all nice and done. Now this is a very important step. If you don't like ricotta cheese, child, I don't know what you're talking about, because this actually does something amazing to the mac and cheese in my opinion. So just give it a try. And then we're just gonna add some shredded cheese on top before we put it in the oven so we can get a nice cheesy crust. So after baking for 55 minutes on 375, this is the outcome. Look how cheesy and golden and gooey and creamy this looks. It looks amazing. If you don't like mac and cheese, what is your purpose for even living, child? Give this recipe a try. It's a nice, quick, easy recipe when you're on the go and you have a taste for mac and cheese. Look at this. Look at all the cheese just falling off. You can see the nice creamy ricotta cheese in the middle. Child, this is the best macaroni and cheese, if I do say so myself. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You definitely have to try the 1 hour collard greens in the Instant Pot. If you don't got an Instant Pot, what are you doing? It will make your weeknights so much easier, especially for us busy moms on the go. Well, you guys, that is all for this video. If you enjoyed this video, give your girl a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, because I will be pulling up in that comment section. And as always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Think you fell fast asleep. Wouldn't even talk to me.